So 21 days of quarantine from now. In this 21 days, I think that one thing that I should do is just like, tell you more about the story of my life. So basically what I am doing right now is just I'm going to tell you what the hell went good or went wrong in my life, since a lot of people think that they know me, but actually they have no idea of what's happening. In the meantime, I am applying the mix of the Balm Shelter from Benefit and Clarine's BB cream. Okay, don't mind me, I just think that just doing two things together will be amazingly great. So let's start from the start, and let's start from the day in which I just quit my house and I started to work. I started to adult. Literally, you know how it is. You really feel that you are ready for adulting and all of that bullshit till the point in which you actually don't start to adult. Like, you don't have to pay your bills, you don't have to pay your house, you don't have anyone to rely on, and then you understand what adulting means. So that shit happened at my 17 years old, because I just decided that, it was because I right now I know that it was just pride, right? So it was just pride, and I was just like, fuck y'all, I know better. And I was just like, so I don't say stupid, but I really felt like, okay, I am right and everyone else are wrong. So I'm just like, cool. I went outside the house and I was living in like a small ass room with another roommate. I don't even know where she is right now, poor child. But I just remember her name, Anna. Anna, if you hear me out, I say hi. So basically, she's a good girl. She was a good girl. I don't know anything about her right now, so I'm sorry. Like, I just switched off. So I in my life I switched like 7 countries in which I was living in. So it's just like people who you leave, people who you know, people who you leave behind. So I just don't know where she is right now. When you have to pay your bills, obviously you have to start to work, because work gives you money. Like, it is what it is, I'm not gonna lie. So what happened is that I applied to this let's say Italian style, very trattoria style, very fancy place, very fancy restaurant. So they were searching for someone who knows like multiple languages. I was 17, okay? I was 17, I was alone, because my parents said, okay, bitch, you want an adult? Do it by yourself. So I'm like, okay, it's not a problem, you know what? I don't care. Let's do this. And I thought that I'm so smart to fuck, I'm 17, fuck y'all. So I applied for this work. The first time that I had to do the CV, and actually school didn't prepare me for that, obviously, because the school is just like, don't worry, chlorophyll is the part of the, or this and that and shit. So school actually doesn't fucking give a shit how you will get work, and this is true. So I applied for this work and I had to search and ask people. It was so long back ago, there was no possibility to Google it, for example, right? As normal people do. So what I done is that I was literally asking my friends in the gym how to apply for work. So they are guided me okay, so this is how you do the CV, this is how you apply, this is how you present yourself, this is how you dress. So I went to the apply to this work. Literally what I've done step behind is that I took 50 CVs and I started to fucking give it all over the world, and started to ask everyone oh, please, if you have any work, please just let me know, because I I'm literally in need, so I just moved my ass quickly without like internet or anything, because there was literally nothing on the internet, literally. So what I've done is that like I was just going around. Okay, cool, perfect. So I applied to this work, to this fancy restaurant, which was like literally 5 stars. Oh my fucking god. And I was happy to, you know, go around and talk to people and present myself in the best way, because I was literally going around with like this white thing and, you know, the jacket and all of that, like totally like corporate style. Because even if you are not like even if you're not an adult, I think that you have to just pretend that you are like super adult and super like serious, so then people will look at you and they're like, okay, you know what, like minimal makeup and then, you know, dressed up and all of that, so they will be like, okay, cool, perfect, she's someone that we can actually take to work and be happy with it. And basically what happened is that I gave my CV and everything was cool and everything was fine. And the owners asked me about how many languages I know, and I said, okay, this and that language I know, blah blah blah. And they called the cook, and he was an Italian and all of that, so you know, everything was fun and nice, etc. And we were talking in Italian, and then day after, the owners of the place just, you know, said to me that, okay, we took you, we look up to your CV and we know that, okay, you are a good girl, you're serious, you look like you are very professional, so let's start. And they said to me that, you know what, you will, they didn't tell me how much I will earn. They would say to me that for now you are going to learn, and then after like 2-3 months we are going to hire you, etc. Like hire you if you are good. So that gave me that kind of, you know, punch, saying that, okay, right now I will just learn how to do things, like learn how to be a waitress, because that was the point which they want me to be a waitress. So I was like, you know what, 17 a waitress again, that's cool, that's something that I was searching for. Actually, not that kind of work that I would just do every day, but that kind of work that I would just do weekends, because we were speaking about the weekends, and I was just like, okay, perfect, that's amazing, that's cool. So they were really, they were really straightforward, and they said, okay, right now we are not gonna pay you. And I didn't knew at that point that even for like internship I should get paid. So, but like I said, you know what, I'm actually a humble person, so if it comes to learn something and don't get paid, I'm just learning something for me, right? So, and that was a kick-ass place to start with. So on my CV that would look amazing. So I said, okay, it's not a problem. I'm just gonna try to survive with tips, because they are like, we are not gonna pay you for first 2 months, but all the tips that you will have, it will be yours. So at the end of the story, yes, I was like saying that it's my fault that I actually said yes, because the internship was actually paid, and I knew about it like later on. But I just said, you know what, it's okay, because I'm just like coming with like nothing, no experience, and they are so kind to give me the experience and all of that shit, and give me the possibility to have nice CV. So I'm like, okay, fuck it, you know what, it's cool, I'm gonna do this. Next, I am starting my day, my first day was cool. The problem is that they didn't provide the food either, and they didn't mention that when I was speaking with them. So I was too shy at that point to ask if I can just, to eat or something. And I was like too shy to, how to say, to stand up and, ask things. And obviously no one asked me if I'm hungry or something. So basically what happened is that I literally worked and I was literally hungry. So waiters that worked with me, they were just like sharing their food with me. And I'm talking about like that was first Friday night, in which I literally had to like deal with this hunger, because like that was the first day that I was like working, so I was like literally not prepared on that. Like I didn't knew that I had to like bring my food from home, because I actually didn't knew if it's sanitary, right? And no one actually told me that I have to just do things, etc. So if you are an adult, you already know what it is. You already know that you have to take care of yourself. But if you are fucking 17 years old and literally not prepared for this life, you don't know. So I was this 17 years old who was not prepared for the adulting. Now I know, now everything is okay, but before it was like, oh, okay, I have to do this? Wow, cool. So I started to be like, that was an introduction to my like adulting life. Okay. 2 days goes by and I started to serve everyone. I started to understand how it goes, and literally no one cared to tell me how you actually serve, how you deal with the customers. And I learned that I have to ask a lot of things, because literally no one wanted me there. So the males, like waiters, they helped me out, and they actually told me like, okay, this is how you serve people. But there was like 2 females that just hated me like fuck. Like they hated me, and that showed so much. Like literally I literally was scared of them, because they had this attitude like, oh, you're coming here and this and that, whatever. And I didn't understood that. I didn't understood this hate towards me. Like I at that point I was like, why people just hate me for nothing, for no reason? It's because I'm a female, I'm another female, so you are just feel endangered, feel like, okay, this chick will come and she will steal XYZ customers, which is like not true, because customers coming and going in the restaurant. So it's all about how you treat the customer, right? It's not about how many waiters are there. It's about how the waiters are treating you, right? So this is how you, I think if you are a customer and the waiters are treating you in the right way, you will come back. If the food is amazing in the place, but then the waiters treats you like shit, obviously you will not come back. This is like just a normal thing that everyone does, right? So that was one point in which I was just like, wait, what? I didn't understand that, because I was a child, literally, and I was just like very naive, despite a lot of shit that I was like living it. So it was just like, okay. So next thing I know, those same female waitresses, they start to kind of shame me in front of the owners and saying that I'm slow, etc. So I said that yes, I'm slow because I'm not like, I should not say that, but I am not slow-minded or something. It's just like I would hate to screw something, okay? And just, it's all about give me a chance to learn more. Maybe just give me a chance to make me understand more. But then the problem is that from one side those chicks were jealous about me, from another side obviously they were more connected to the owners and more, they were speaking more with the owners, and I was just like focused on my work without this butt leaking shit, right? You know what I mean? I didn't want it to be the person who is like very nice with the owners but shit to the customer, because it would take just all of my time in which I could learn something more, etc. But despite that I wanted to, you know, be good in my job, in my new job, and I wanted to learn more. I faced that issue, and the customers were pretty satisfied because they always left me a lot of tips. Like literally I had more tips than anyone else, and despite I was like young and stupid at the end of the story, right? But I was just like, I was trying to fulfill like this gap of, you know, customer service, let's say like that, because just throw the thing up there and say okay, have it, it's not the good thing. I think that you have to just like smile and say hi, my name is blah blah blah, my name is Olympia, today I'm your waitress, and why you want me to, I don't know, help you out or something like that. Like obviously not like that, I was just more cute. I was like hi. So I know that the customers just like literally liked it, so they gave me a lot of tips. And I think that the female girls, that the female waitress, so I think that female waitresses just hated that part, because males, they didn't hate on me. Like literally they didn't, because they understood that how you portray yourself, that is how you will be treated. And the female waitresses were like, why the fuck this bitch is like earning so much without even earning, right? So I was like literally treated badly from their side. And you know, this small things that, you know, this bites, that someone bites you a little bit, just like not to make you how to say, not to cause the pain, but make you uncomfortable. So that was what happened. Just I was uncomfortable in the situation in which like the girl could just like, the girl who I don't actually know, and there is nothing personal between me and her, and she would like come and say, so what, today you're gonna earn with your boobs? So you know, and you were just like, wait a second, I'm dressed from here till down, because this is a dress code. You had to like be dressed from head to toe, literally. And my dress was not fancy at all. Like you could just see that I didn't have so much money for the dress, because it was like literally bought. I literally bought that dress with the least money that I had. So it was just like, I'm not saying second hand, but it's very nearby. Okay. So at the end of the story, what happened is that I was moved from from being a waitress, which I was like literally hired for and was not paid for, to to swipe the floor, to clean the floor, and do the dishes. So imagine to be hired for XYZ and do the ABC. And it was summer, and I remember I was literally staying with this dishwasher, and this dishwasher was like with the heated water. So every time I would open the dishwasher after washing, like, I would get this heat in my face that would just literally melt my skin off the face. And nobody wanted to do that work, and they didn't hire people to do that work. So the least important waiter should do the work of cleaning the dishes, literally. So basically, day after day, I had to stand, and instead of being just a waitress and do my work, I had to just stay at dishwasher and just like clean everything. And then after all, I had to clean the whole room, whole resto, and etc. Clean literally all the things. So I knew that in the day in which I was shifted to do the washing machine, I knew that in the day that I was shifted from being a waitress to just wash the dishes, I will stop to earn. So I calculated that in the very beginning, I knew that I have to earn to pay my bills, right? So if I don't earn with tips, and I don't earn normally, and just like, you know, have 2 months free work as a dishwasher, and you know, the like just maid work, or I don't know how do you call it, like cleaning service, I knew that at that point they were just using me for doing the basic job and for not paying me. So I said, okay, there will be a day in which they just like, you know, realize that they are not paying me, and I cannot just survive like that, if you will. But day after day, the same thing happened. Day after day, I was coming, weekend after weekend, I was coming, and the same situation, they just literally putting me in the same place to do the same things. And then the magic moment happened after like 2 weeks, in which I just got fed up to wash the dishes instead of just doing my work. Because every time, like every day that I would come, they would say to me, okay, so today you're washing the dishes, today you're washing the dishes, today you were washing the dishes. So one day, after like 2-3 weeks, in which, you know, I earned, and I had some money from the tips, but those money just like literally started to finish. So what I've done is I paid my bills, I paid my bills, and I paid the house, let's say. But at this point, the money just ended up. Money just ended, and that was the moment in which I just realized that I have to earn money. So I started to rebel, because I was like, why you don't pay me? Like, if I have to do a waitress and I will survive with tips, at least I will survive with tips. But then if I will have to work as a dishwasher, like cleaning all of this stuff, and you are not paying me for that, means that you're just like, you know, taking me for granted and taking for granted my work. And that's a work, because I was sweating 12 hours a day, literally, because no one wanted to do the work that I was doing. And I was doing this work in like thinking about, okay, I'm gonna earn some money tomorrow, day after, etc. So I just went and I started to speak with the, randomly with people, and with a male waitress, and they said to me that don't expect any money from here because that's it, they are just using you, so it's better that you go away and you find another work. And I didn't believe that at this point, right? I was just like, okay, from one side they are using me, but from the other side I just really need any job and need something. And I felt trapped for the first time, maybe when I was like literally alone. But I said, okay, you know what, I will just maybe continue for one other day and see if the owners will just wake up in the one way or another. But guess what, they didn't. And the last day that I remember, they actually made me put everything, like the last day I had to like wash all the kitchen by myself. So they gave me like some old things and like, like crap quality stuff to wash it. And I was like literally like, this is so cheap and I cannot just literally do it by myself. But I said, okay, you know what, let's just do it for the last time, and let's just adjust for this time, if you will. So I'm washing everything, and there was this cook. You remember the cook? Okay. The cook was there, and he was like looking at me. At one point, he literally said to me that, they hired you because I said so. And I'm like, thank you. And he said that, yeah, they hired you because you're cute, but looking at you, your ass is more beautiful than your face. I was like, what? And he's, yeah, like your ass is, I would fuck you. I'm like, bro, I'm 17, I'm underage, and you're literally 40 something. Like, what? And that was running in my mind because I was like, no, it can't be, it cannot be, it cannot be, it cannot be, it cannot be. I was like literally not prepared for that. I was literally like, right now I'm so strong that I would literally say, what the fuck did you say? I'm gonna fucking call the cops right now. But at that point I was just like, I was so, let's say, not innocent, but I was so unprepared for this kind of treatment that I was just like, I was not even like connecting to my, like, it was out of my mind. Like literally I was like, seriously, he said that? So today I would literally call the cops, literally, like as I'm standing. But that day I was just like, what the fuck, is he real, right? And I knew that this guy just, I don't know if he was on drugs or something, I don't know. I'm just shocked till date. How can you, a 40 something years old, say to like 17 years old that I would fuck you because of your ass? Like, I don't say that word, but you already know what it is, so I'm not gonna say that word. But if a 40 years old guy makes the advance to a 17 years old girl, so it doesn't look it doesn't look great, it doesn't look in any way good. So at the end of the story, that woke me up, and I understood like all of these puzzles. I just done my 1 by 1, 2 plus 2, and I said, you know what, I literally don't need to be like treated like that. I have my dignity and I will not be okay with this kind of treatment. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna quit. So what I've done in that moment, I just didn't came back. I understood that if I will continue to stay there, they will continue to use me from one side as the owners of the place. They will continue to use me. They will continue to, you know, take me for granted, take my time and my work for granted, and I will not get any tips because I just literally don't serve people. So the tips were literally out of the situation. And from the other side, they are closing me in one room with a person that I just don't think I should be close with in one room, because I don't think that the guy who is like, you know, old enough to understand the situation, he is saying things that should not be said to a teenager, right? So that was like my first experience with work, and that was my first experience with how to learn to let go, learn how to deal with people. Sometimes you have to just call them. Like, I think that sometimes you just have to let go and don't get involved with some people. I think that you have to take a step back and see that, okay, you know what, this is what have been done. And if you feel that you've been harassed at your work, you right now you have the possibility that I didn't have when I was a teenager. Right now you have a cell phone, and right now you can register everything. So make sure, if you have any kind of strange proposals or any kind of people who are just like harassing you in this or that way, any kind of sexual harassment, etc., like, and it means also the proposal of sex, where it means that like someone is saying something sexual to you and you feel uncomfortable with that. So take a note, take your cell phone, push the button of record, and start to really take the evidence against this or that person. Because at the end of the story, a lot of people will want to take advantage of you, and this is what I just had for a lot of my life. Like, a lot of people try to take advantage of me, and this is I understand that this is not okay. So just to make you understand, please, if you feel harassed in any kind of work, if you feel uncomfortable and you feel that whatever this or that person is doing against you is not right, just take the evidence, take screenshots, take a cell phone, call, register that, or just take a video, or register any kind of conversation. Be smart, because at one point, if the shit will go down, at least you will have a proof against this person that this person is not right and you're the one right, okay? So that's it. This is my first video, let's say, of 21 days in lockdown. Learn from my mistakes, at least you, when you can. So that's it. As usual, if that helped you, if that story helped you in one way or another, it's the story of my life. There are a hell of a lot of stories like this. So stay tuned, stick around, see what's new.